Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to repot my largest yucca into this blue pot here, and we'll get close down to it here today and show you it's in a tremendous pot. And I'm going to show you now the first pot that I put it in when I found it laying in another mulch pile. The first step will be to actually pull it off to the side and try to drop the soil into this big bin here, and then pull it off out of the pot, and then sever the roots with this saw. After observing how the roots came apart, I am just going to start with the root hook and separate some of the roots. You can see this is where I went across it last June with the spade. But I left this skin untouched because it was already growing in this huge pot. So this looks like I might not have to use the saw after all. Still a big boy. Well, I put away the saw and I put down my rubber mats here to collect the litter because, as you know, I recycle all my soil, and with a yucca I am definitely going to use older soil. But I'm going to not use the saw today. I was thinking I was going to, but just going to rake out the roots and cut the roots a little bit, and then I'm going to put it in this new smaller pot. The thing about the other one is it was way too heavy for me to carry, and also I just want to see how far down in pottage I can go. Obviously I can't go any smaller than what I'm going today, and I'm just thinking that I can add this tree to that pot. I really haven't tested it yet. I have the wires in place, I have the screen in place, And I'm just going to keep raking out these roots and trying to eliminate anything that seems to be rotting. Nothing seems to be rotting. And yesterday when I did the other video, I talked about how tough the roots were, and then later after I started working with them, I saw how that they just literally broke away. Well, there's a rotten root. How they broke away under the scissors. Now, some roots are extremely strong, but when they first start off, they're kind of fleshy. And the scissors will actually sort of break them. So, but this might seem a little extreme as far as the losing of root mass. But when I first found this, it was it looked like a piece of firewood about this thick. And it had one bud up here at the top. It might have been this bud, I don't know. And I just recently cut this off yesterday to use in the other yucca planting. But it had one stringy root coming from it and was laying out in front of this assisted living home that our church was having a ministry there. And I saw it and threw it in the back of the car, brought it, and I planted it in this tall blue container, which I will show a photograph of. I think I've already showed it, but I will interject it. Well, I got my two screens back, toss those aside, and I'm going to continue raking out at the bottom. Now we're going to do some root cutting. I'm going to try these Dollar Tree root pruners on them. These are actually designed to cut vegetables or chicken or other kind of meats in the kitchen. You'll see over here. See over here on the left, the amount of roots taken off. And there's some finer roots down in the soil bed. Here's the pot we're going to go into, and got to brace myself and pick this thing up and see how it goes into the pot. After trying it in the pot, it's determined that it's a little too heavy on this side right here, so I'm going to take it back a little bit further. And I want this centered into the pot. This is, it fit in the pot pretty good. It's just that I want it more centered. This is a broom style type of tree. Eventually I want it to look like a Florida palm tree, and so we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to take off a few more roots here so I can get this centered in here. I think we're good now. I just need to cut the roots. saying that the roots were tough. That's the more mature roots. They do get a little tough. But if you go with them at the right tool, and you can cut right through them. This is the front of the tree. So see how it looks now. Well, it's been filled in with old soil, small roots and all, starting off with the big chopstick, picking out large chunks. Don't have my turn wheel out here, turntable, whatever you want to call it. But being a round pot, it spins pretty good. It almost seems like it's a little precarious, so I guess I definitely gonna have to tie it in. I gotta put it in a place where it's secure, obviously. I can't have it sitting on anything unstable. At this stage, I'm going to add a little plant tone. You can probably see it off to the side. And this has different nutrients in it. Little mycorrhizin to help the roots to grow. Now we'll take the finer chopstick and start working it down. I'm going to use another top dressing in this to make it look nice. Well, it's approaching 10:30 in the morning and I'm finally finished. These are some of the products that I use in the transplant, and I use this Japanese sealant on the wound from yesterday and give you a close-up of that, just to give you an idea of the size of this yucca. At the Nabari, it's 29.5 inches, approximately 75 centimeters. And then when you get up under these branches here, it is 17 inches and 43 centimeters. Just to show you in comparison of this one I was trying to show in the video yesterday, but it didn't show. I want to show you that bud. I was actually rooting this in water, and the bud popped out, but no roots yet, and that's kind of the way all of these have happened. This is the next project. I will be cutting off 2 of the stalks and repotting this right back in the same pot